These who never tried Lavos can tell you one thing, it's quite a fun frame now. And that's all thanks to Jade Shadow's update for all the status damage, especially Blast. The addition of Elementalist mods, especially if you combo them with melee influence, made Lavos honestly just a very slept on frame. He has his own issues, he struggles, but you should give him a try because I personally believe he's one of the most fun frames at the moment. And it includes every single weapon, not just the melees. And it's all because this one augment mod. It lets you have all of the elemental types with the obvious limitation of having only one active at the time, with a guaranteed status, and to top all of that, ability duration extends status duration for Lavos, meaning weapons like Harmony can do pretty wild things. But it's all up to what you really want to play. Like for the weapons, I will give you a few recommendations what they enjoy the most, but you can use anything you really want and all of that weapons gonna be really good because of the forced status. So arcanes, all up to what you play, either for the primaries, secondaries, whatever. You use anything to enhance your weapons. You build it like this. If you're playing Roar instead the Toxin one, well, 100% for all that status that is forced. I'm all for it. I have primed continuity, narrow-minded, transient, umbral, adaptation, blind rage, augur secrets, and valence. But there's a lot of these you can change. If you don't play Roar, the valence formation is one of the augments that does not get affected by ability strength. It's gonna be always 200%. So yeah, if you don't play Roar, but I recommend to do it. It's really fun. Because like, what else you could play really is probably only Eclipse for the damage reduction, because Lavos has some struggles. Still leveling him, but I'm having so much fun that I can't really wait to record the video to share it. Like, let's just go to the weapon I recommend for you. And just quickly before we go further into the video, and as you guys see, 90% of you are not subscribed. So if you're enjoying my work, please leave that subscribe for me. Thank you in advance, and let's continue with the video. So let's start off with my favorite one, Cedo. Built like this, you can pause to copy the mods. Shotgun Vendetta, I'm just really loving the multi-shot, especially on the glaives, which is the alternate fire, which is the way I'm using it. I rarely ever shoot it with normal fire, I just like send the glaives. And first of all, if you really like to swap your mods, well, obviously the faction mod's gonna be really powerful. I just personally dislike and refuse to use them. I don't give a fuck, I kill everything without a problem, and I never had to use any of these, even when I made the Stug video, which was probably the worst weapon I have ever to deal with. So yeah, if you like them, you can swap them, but I'm fine with having it like this. Maybe you can swap them if you don't have a Riven in the place of a Riven, but for me, this is the way I do it. And you will notice one thing, that all my weapons are corrosive, because I'm gonna use my pet for priming the viral, and I have 2 of the extra corrosive stacks Archon shards. And for the secondary, what else I would be using on him, other than Epitaph Prime, with that crazy range I have with Primed Fulmination, 14.4 meters explosion, with very high status, just overall amazing. I put secondary Encumber, but you could use Damage Arcane even, and I just leave Corrosive on it. I will have the Blast Innate, plus the Cold Forced. It's quite fun. I use double status duration mods, because why not, I just run with the team of Lavos. And for the melee, I was really trying to use anything other than Xoris, but that forced electric is just making it way too easy to have melee influence and the corrosive I need on the weapon. So I picked Xoris, very easy to build for melee influence because you can have any elemental combo on the mods. You can provide any from the buffs of your Warframe, and on top of that, you will always retain the forced electric proc, which is just perfect for melee influence. So I stood with a build like this, pretty standard one for me, with Xoris. And of course, you have alternatives, you can use whatever you really like. This is how I'm gonna showcase you how Lavos looks like in a mission. And for Focus Skull, I would honestly use Unairu just for the knockdown immunity and some extra armor, because he does have a struggle in terms of surviving. And for the primer, I of course use my Mecha Dog, built like this, and the weapon mods like this. And now it's time for me to show you how all of that looks when you put that together. Let's go. Here we are in the mission. Since Lavos ain't using any energy, he has cooldowns on abilities, and you press his cold and his heat ability, you hold them down to get blast, and you use any other ability to activate the buff, and then we have blast. And this is how Xoris is working with it. I just throw in the general direction of where the enemies are coming from, Because if I'm eating the damage, I'm gonna be struggling to survive. But, well, as you can see, Xoris doing pretty well. Let's see how's Cedo gonna be doing. I hate the lack of shield gate due to no energy to consume. So yeah, Xoris was doing crazy job because I was killing everything before it's close. But maybe our Cedo will do better with magnetic. My god, I'm taking so much damage when I'm not focused on just killing them. Roar again. I'm gonna jump up to rest the pet. Real quick. Okay, the pet is back. Yeah, see, I forgot Cedo has like that innate blast, so I don't need to force it. Doesn't do that much of a difference for Cedo. But let's go back to Blast, even though our epitaph does have it. I don't have Toxin, which is sometimes problematic if I really wanted Viral, but you could always use Nourish if not the Roar. But yeah, Nourish on a frame without energy and having its full true power, so... Everything's frozen. You know what? I wonder how it's gonna look with magnetic. Get rid of the... Or hit, even though I should have Archon Vitality if I wanna use hit. Everything's frozen, that's for sure. No, the hit ain't the same without the... I think Blast gonna be best. But, well, I was mostly using it as a primer without the dog. And I had actually Viral on it then. They are frozen in time. Let's clean them up with Xoris real quick. Look on the map what is happening. Like, Xoris and Blast is just beautiful. Especially if we keep on throwing for that juicy power throw damage scale. And there's no more enemies instantly the moment I swap to melee. Well, as game is in the melee meta, it proves the point, you know. Stuff just disappears from the map, and I'm just throwing in the general direction of stuff coming on the map. So yeah, that's your survival full Lavos. Kill everything before it kills you. Kinda same as Sarins. You can just like mess with weapons way more because every status is forced. So if you wanted to use Viral instead, Blast, well, then you just put Roar somewhere else. Or you don't use any Helmet. I'm just addicted to Helmet, like I have to have Helmet on every frame for some reason. Just like I always have to have all the multi-shot mods. Get the Blast back. Wow! They exploding in there. Lovely. Not much to be said, to be fair. You just throw, and throw, and throw, till you win. Come on, Acolyte. I wanna just kill you real quick before I go finish the Motran part, because I wanna show you one more thing, which is the Stug from my previous video, because people were asking for build for it for whatever reason. People really like wanna build Stug, like invest into it. Well, I mean, sure, if you really wanna waste time, effort, forma, go for it. No problem for me to quickly showing you that. But I highly I would not recommend. Is Mr. Acolyte coming today or? Finally. I mean, he's gonna get one tap. Especially if I can use like enemies around him. Oh, it's Malis. Oh, my power throw. Oh, he got okay. Who is power throw, I guess. The most broken melee drone mod. Doesn't even need it. I mean, just look how beautiful it is when stuff disappears from your map. Just look. I'm a fucking vacuum cleaner of enemies. Boom. Boom again. Just look at the fucking map. Just look what's happening. It's so lovely. Holy moly. But yeah, let's go to the Stug build now. So if you really wanna invest at 7 Forma. I didn't have a Riven before, but now I have a beautiful Riven with a juicy zoom on it. Well, Pistol Elementalist, Hornet, Diffusion, Lethal, Blast. I mean, whatever you will be using on it, it doesn't really matter. Because the problem with this weapon is simple. It literally have no status. It has some of it on the exploding bubbles, but it's so fucking negligible, it's like whatever. So is the crit and crit multiplier. The way I made it work is to use a frame that has a buff that gives you a forced status. And then, having Blast on it, I made it also work on Saren because of her forced toxin combined with secondary encounter. And in that particular only case, this is the best possible arcane you can use to increase its damage. And all you base it on is Blast. So you don't want big hits, you want as many blasts as possible. And here comes Lavos or Saren. And Vazarin made it also very easy with stacking enemies with its pull ability. So take a look how it looks like with Roar without a forced status buff on you. This is why I highly don't recommend this weapon. This is literally what I had to work with. So let's see even if I pull them. And yeah, remember the not shooting in one spot is way better. But what is this? To compare, they are pretty tanky overall, like even with Roar. Let's pull all of them here. And here we go, I add Blast. What just happened? Look how it looks like for Saren when you don't have secondary encounter for the Blast. Because I have Blast on the weapon, but not forced Blast. I only have forced Toxin. So no encounter to keep proccing anything. And mind you, this is Saren, the best weapon platform, and I have full weapon platform, no spores build. It takes hours. It doesn't explode them instantly like it did on the video. The moment we have secondary encounter, we just need to not shoot in the same spot. So we have as many explosions as possible. So we proc as many as possible. Just simply, the more hits, the more chance to proc. And if you shoot in one spot, it will turn into bigger blob, doing fuck all. But if you shoot it like this, way more procs. So we pull them all in. The only saving grace here is the fact that the more blast, the more toxin we get. But it was still way too RNG for me, for my liking. So the way blast works, forcing the blast, was way better way out. That's why Lavos did shine in that one. So that will be all from me for now. I hope I will ignite some love towards Lavos because it's really fun frame now. I'm gonna be spam playing him a bit. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment, share and subscribe. And as always, see you on the next one.